My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, specifically the Darkest Rhapsody estate thereof. Now look at this party. This is our attempt to kind of level up Plucknet as quickly as we possibly can, as well as get Emin, Anzare, and Espic all out into the level 3 tier. That's going to get me an extra stress healer, as well as the extra healer in the mid-veteran tier. And also, it will get me Emin, who is our Adventurer Abomination, who has Steady as well as Prismatic Calm. Negative 40% stress on a character that is all about stressing out to do ridiculous damage. So we're going to be doing really well over the course of this. So I have decided to go on a particularly long mission. So we're going to be going down here in the Warrens, which is going to mean that Espic is particularly good because Espic, of course, does extra damage versus beasts and can bleed targets, and all of the targets down here are quite easy to bleed. On that same note, I will be using the Spiked Collar for plus 20% damage as well as plus 32 bleed skill chance. Then we also have Plucknet here in the back line, who isn't really going to be contributing that much at the moment, let's be honest. But ideally, we'll just occasionally kick in the extra points of damage where they're needed, until, of course, we level her up. We've got Anzare as the second line Vestal, who has Precise Striker for the plus 5 crit on melee skills, as well as Beast Hater. So Anzare is going to be taking less stress over the course of this entire dungeon. Thankfully, that will help balance out the Profane Scroll, which is increasing the stress, both by the same amount, so negative 15 and plus 15. We've got Plucknet having a negative 15% stress on the Prophet's Eye. We've got Espic with the Cry Havoc in order to reduce stress across the entire party, as well as Emin. It's worth noting that I can actually probably drop the focus ring right now on Espic, because Houndmasters have plus 4 accuracy by base from the building, and we have plus 5 from natural swing as well. So, and since we're level 2 with level 3 skills in a level 0 dungeon, we're really accurate compared to the enemies we'll be fighting. So it's possible that I decide to drop that in order to pick up another piece of damage, like maybe an SS's Musket Ball. Plus 8% crit on the range skills, as well as plus 10% damage. I think I may actually do that. But the idea here is that Emin is going to be stressing out and doing a ridiculous amount of damage as the Abomination form, and then everyone else is just going to deal, kinda. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be good fun, and it's going to be a little bit different to the way that I would typically play. So let's start provisioning. Our heals are semi-reliable? Question mark? So, yeah, we'll see. Definitely don't need blood. Do I want the map? That's a thing. Haven't even thought about that. I could just use Hound's Watch as well as release the Hound in order to get reasonable scouting. It's a long dungeon. It's a long dungeon. I can't afford to not have scouting. Okay. For that reason, Anzare... Can I have Anzare be less accurate here? I don't know. I think I may actually just take the extra damage and crit off of Plucknet, who doesn't really need it, to be honest. Because she just doesn't do enough damage to really justify it at this point. The rest of the party is pretty much straight up going to be carrying her through the dungeon. Take 4 of those. Take like 3 shovels. Take some medicinal herbs. 3 stacks of torches, and that should be enough. Food, shovels, keys, torches, intractables. Yep. All set, let's go! I'm excited! I haven't done this kind of a party forever, actually. It's got a lot of different elements that I don't do that often. I obviously have the Abomination.
Quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Who'll be uncharacteristically running as an actual Abomination. I know I didn't think it was gonna happen either. I've got a second line Vestal. I finally got some more Houndmaster action in, and then obviously our first outing with an Arbalest.
A devastating blow.
Yep. Bolo kills one, sets another up.
No quarter.
I obviously have to stun the Cultist Acolyte here. No two ways around that one.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Okay. If anyone gets an action before the Cultist Acolyte, we will try and go for lethal. Well, I mean, we had to.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I love it. Sure, just pump the torch with that one.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I've also translated all of my... what would they be called, I guess? Hang on. As I transform my character here in order to...
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Down. I've transformed all of my heirlooms into...
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Is what I'm looking for. Into crests?
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And how that's going to benefit me is that I now know how many more crests I need for the Outsider's Bonfire. It's, I think, 30-something. 37. I should have just gone straight for the kill there. I don't know why I bothered to let them have a possibility to even take their own turn.
Death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
So yeah, over the course of this dungeon, I'll be looking for just a little bit. Huh. I don't know why I just tried to open that. I had a key. Wow. I somehow forgot the interactable for that.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Oh, look, it's the same battle. Oh, look, it's exactly the same battle. All right. So I think this time I'm probably best served.
Impressive.
Damn. Like a boss. I did not expect that much from you, frankly. Backliner is even already dead. Nice. So I was going to not use Rake this turn, but it still seems like that's correct now. Yep. Kills one target, and then this target's dead if they don't act, but...
Obliterated.
Or rather, dead in 2 actions. Dead after 1 action.
Inspiration and improvement.
Mm-hmm. Damn it, I didn't want that to kill. I wanted the possibility that we would have had...
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Espik go quick enough in order to use Cry Havoc. We are killing these fights fast enough that, god damn it, Wayne, you keep interrupting me. Okay, I'll take him. Well, this one's easy. Here we go.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Mm-hmm.
Another
Big
one
old double
falls.
kill in the first turn.
This expedition at least promises success.
Now, yes, we are taking more stress than we are healing, so it's not infinitely sustainable, but at the same rate, what a rest
Huddled
spell.
together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Therapy Dog to give negative 10% stress to all other characters would actually be really good. psych up. Plus 20% damage for 4 battles. You know I want me some of that. Are we gonna use Therapy Dog and then Psych Up? Great. And now Roll and Encourage. I should have taken stress drinks off the characters there. I'm just too giddy about the fact that we're doing this kind of build finally. Actually, that looked like it might have been... Okay, that's a blockage. I thought that that was a scroll, or rather a pile of scrolls. Time to transform. And then, dunk him. Dunk him like donuts. Hopefully we get the Houndmaster next, which we don't. Alright, I'm gonna stun here so that the Houndmaster can actually roll a Cry Havoc. Oh, great. Well, at least the matches are very short.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
That's what happens when you don't get scouting. We don't have any knowledge-based classes that want to interact with this, so... Not keen to bother. Didn't get the scouting there either. Really sucky. Alright, so we could remove... Diurnal, doesn't matter. Tone Deaf does matter. Lygophobia does not. Thin-Blooded does matter. Tone Deaf is probably the worst, though. Hey! Remove Tone Deaf. Definitely should have pumped the torch before the fight, but didn't know there was going to be a fight here because we didn't know the scouting. Got dodged! Well, at least we dodged him right back. We tasted your own medicine. Got to make sure that Swine Wretch doesn't get a turn, because that Swine Wretch causes trouble. While everyone's super stressed out, I'm going to be using the stress heal really commonly. You munched and you crunched and you gave blight to Espen. You crit. Hey, and the crit is a stress heal across the party as well there, rather.
Destroyed.
Hey, nice. Good stress heal there. Can you please stop hitting Blocknet in the face? Frankly, it's just rude.
Eradicated.
That's a giant crit right there. I understand the idea of the Abomination is you're not supposed to use them for...
May we find victory.
You're not supposed to use them in the Abomination form for every single battle, but I'm a little bit limited here because the Abomination is the only character that I can reasonably run as a frontliner right now. And the only thing they can do in the frontline is be an Abomination.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We specifically took extra scouting chance so that we wouldn't have to deal with all that kind of nonsense and shenaniganery. What do you mean that's not a word? Shenagriny? Just gonna straight up remove the chopper from the field there.
From our lands. Well struck.
Okay, well now we can do the AoE. That bleeds the backline and kills. Kills without leaving the corpse. Not that that matters at all in this situation, but still. A
death by inches.
So I guess the thing I wasn't thinking about when I was thinking about the Abomination and using their Abomination form is I wasn't thinking about the fact that a lot of the stress they incur, or rather that they deal, is to their party members. So having a bunch less stress on our Abomination, sure, it's good. It doesn't solve the problem, though. Stun? Alright, with that stun, we actually get 2 extra rounds here. Well, hopefully I miss. Damn it. Only other thing I could have done there is taken stress.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
This is so lame. Since I have to do 100% room battles, I have to come down in this direction. Even if I didn't scout it. I have had so many rooms in a row of no scouting right now. I'm actually a little bit maddened by it at this point. Okay. Sure. Let's start looting a little bit of money here. We're definitely not going to need that much food for the rest of the dungeon.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Nope. Hang on, though. Yes. Yep. Rake is going to be ridiculous.
Behold the infinite malignity of the stars.
Body position almost rectified. Transform. I'll use... Oh, nice crit heal on yourself there. I'll use Rake here to start powering it up. I'd not be surprised if we had a couple characters stress out in this mission. Oh, yes. Damn it! You couldn't kill both of them there? Hey! Hopefully they focus most of their attacks on the Abomination.
A singular strike.
Yeah, that was bound to happen.
Precision and power.
Okay. I'm going to go for the speed fire there, or blind fire, so that I get the extra speed for the next round. Undulating withdrawal. We'll move backwards. Sure.
A dizzying
Come
blow
on.
to
Stop
body
hurting my
and brain.
party. This could be so good. This is excellent. Both of those Shamblers are, Shambler Sycophants rather, are dead in the next round. They just don't know it yet.
Soothed. Sedated.
Okay, so that means that Shambler is now going to try and summon 2 more Sycophants. Neither of them get summoned. Then both of these Sycophants die at the start of this round.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
You're picking up too much blight at this point. Okay. Reasonable amount of damage there. Obviously, I'm going to be looking for rage at this point. 12. Getting close to a reasonable... Oh, I should be using dog treats this whole time. Thankfully, it really didn't change the fight at all because the Shambler Sycophants still died to the actions that were used. Everyone resists the bleeds there. Lovely. Unfortunately, this is definitely going to cause Plucknet to stress out. Plucknet goes... Paranoid.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
We got the one down that had not yet moved. Nice. I'm going to kick in all of my extra damage against the Shambler right now because, yeah, I believe that we can kill it.
It could be
This turn,
dismissed as
which we
a
can.
fever dream. If not
Oh,
for
the Shambler has a
corpses.
corpse now? I swear I didn't know that before. Wow, another party member stresses out. It's okay, though. They're irrational.
Reeling, gasping, taken over the edge into madness.
Good crit, a little bit of stress healing done there. And then another crit for the stress heal, as well as the removal of the entire fight. It's money time.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
This expedition is doomed.
A
So we'll be
fortune
camping as soon as we get into this
waiting
next
to be
room, by the way.
spent.
I'm pumping the torch before we go in, just because of the possibility of there being a fight in here. I would very much like to surprise the enemies so that I don't have to deal with all of their nonsense. I mean, if everyone's already stressed out.
Executed with impunity.
Pop that one down and then take out the swine wretch, please. No, you passed it, Vestal stresses out too? And is stalwart!
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
Oh, that's so well written. I love it.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
Decimated.
Don't you dare disease. Spasm the entrails. Doesn't matter. 3 to 6 rolls 6. 3 to 6 rolls 3, rather, again. Uh-huh.
As
Okay,
the light
doing that
gains
stun
purchase,
rather than a heal
spirits are
was to
lifted,
prevent the possibility
and
that
purpose is made clear.
that Espic would turn down the heal and then get hit and bled and killed. Espic turns down the heal. Doesn't get hit though. All right. At least we've got that going for us.
A decisive pummeling.
Good crits. Little bit of stress healing.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And look, I'm gonna open that screen, find that there's nothing there that I care about at all. And then it's rest time. All right.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
So I'm definitely going to be using things like anger management here. The reduction of stress on my other party members, but occasionally they'll just turn it down, apparently. That's fine too, I guess. It's not, but it's okay. Therapy dog doesn't get used. Man's best friend does get used at the very least. I can't take the risk that Hound's Watch doesn't get used, so I'm going to have Arms Array use Sanctuary for the nighttime ambush prevention. Again, we don't get scouting here. Whew. Plucknet, why is your damage so bad? Is it because of Paranoid? It is. Negative 25% from Paranoid. Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, not fair enough, but fair enough. But not, though. I mean, like, if we don't transform Emin, these fights are going to be much harder.
Masterfully executed.
The whole idea of this build was that we will use Emin a lot. As purity, stress heals herself. Unfortunately, other characters may have used that more. Bolo would be a really good attack here. Less so now. Pretty much anything would be a good attack here now. Although I'm going to use the stress heal first. Woo! Nice roll.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
That's why I keep giving myself scouting, by the way, so that we can prevent things like that. All right, well, at the very least, now we know the whole map. Surprised him.
The
Good.
ground
Great
quakes.
Andre. This is probably my dog. This is probably my dog traits.
The blood quickens.
Right. A trap, surely. That extra damage makes sure that swine wretch is now dead. We'll transform. Look, the other two are already stressed out. It's fine. I'm not going to be removing their stress. Okay.
Great is the weapon that
Two
cuts
targets
on
down
its
here in the
own.
first round, as well as a ridiculous amount of damage on the others. Cool. So I'm going to need to pair all of these other characters with, like, heavier stress resist if I want to run this party again. I don't know if that's going to be worth it, is the problem. Good bolo there, plucking it. That definitely should have been a stress heal, though. That's my bad. Extra food. Yes. I don't know if I want extra food, but the first extra, good enough. Surprised them. Good work, us. I like that you keep stress healing yourself, but also you don't need to. Two down, both for perfect damage as well. I'm actually really appreciative of that. Three down in the first round. Probably not going to get the carry he needed down. I know. Call it a hunch. And another one. I don't know if I want to go through another battle just for single Curio at this rate. If we were doing better, probably. But we aren't. A lack of scouting has definitely made this harder for us. There's our first holy water interactable.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Save 2 HP though. Did surprise them, that's good. And to be honest, that surprises me. Unfortunately, I do need to kick in extra damage against that target. It's a stress dealer. It can also put curses on our party. Not the target I was hoping for, but it's the target I got. Well, we've kind of learned our lesson here, I feel, about running the abomination. I'm even using the reduction of stress across the party. So I guess basically, unless they're all virtuous in some way, probably not a great idea. Oh well. I mean, I definitely didn't make it easier on myself by taking out the... Get another round here. Definitely didn't make it easier on myself by taking out the Shambler, but also kind of did want to make it a little more difficult on myself because I saw that this dungeon was just going to be a cakewalk. And, you know, to push myself a little and to, you know, get a little bit more in the way of gold out of this dungeon by taking back something that I'm going to sell for 7.5k. But mostly just to increase the difficulty. That could vanquish a sinful behavior on a character, but it could also give them 50 stress. Big old transformation right there. Take out the Swine Chopper instantly. Very nice. The fact that we crit there now gives me access to the Swine Wretch as Anzre with a straight up... that's not enough, so now I need to do an AoE, which I was not planning... Yeah, cool. Can't do the AoE. Fair enough. Who among us is the traitor? Probably the one that keeps stressing y'all out. Impression of what just went down. I'm gonna kick in a little bit of extra damage here to help out Espik, who I suspect is going to be targeting the Swine Drummer should Espik decide to take a turn.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Yep, this party would need a Jester or something at the very least. Go for the stress heal and then try and kill. Nice. Great insight into the Warrens. You got Warrens Explorer. Don't replace Steady. Don't replace Steady. It replaced Steady, obviously. I didn't remember that that can give you a positive quirk. If I had, then I wouldn't have done it.
The light, the promise of safety.
Okay. This is the last battle we have to do this whole dungeon. Not work out how I wanted. I'm gonna look to take out the Swine Slasher instantly here.
Back to the pit.
Successfully, as it turns out. No, not what I tried to do. Oh well. Obviously, I would have been looking for the Arbalest to try and hit the back line there in order to supplement the damage that would have been required in order to kill the back liner. Good dodge, though. These kinds of unforeseen consequences of running certain party combinations, they will just arise as I try out new things. Kind of the cost of doing business, let's say. Vomit rolls on Flocknet. Crits as well. Woo! Scurvy.
The end approaches.
Negative 40 do bleed and move resists. Oh well. It's our final battle. It's fine.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
Increase my crit chance here in what is definitely going to be the final round. I like that Anzare can't help but be on low stress, despite everything. You go, Anzare. Great insight into the Warrens. Work reinforced. What? I did not. That's not. I did not know that that was literally a thing that could ever happen. I am definitely going to be removing that. We're out of here.
Some experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
I couldn't agree more, Wayne. That is a perfect summation of that mission. Precise Striker, that's for 5% on melee. Gifted, plus 20% to healing received. It doesn't matter. Fear of Eldritch, bad. Argue obviously needs to be removed, and Warren Scrounger. If you're wondering why we took a mission that wasn't to the Countess,
there is indeed no better place for those in search of rarities and forgotten lore.
it's because I needed to remove a bunch of stress on these characters. Yeah. So that I had the ability to take them into the next dungeon. Now I'm gonna have to remove a bunch of stress from all of these characters. But that seems like an in-between episodes kind of dealio there. I will sell the bottle immediately before I forget though. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. It's been Darkest Dungeon. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.